Good morning. Good morning, my dear students. Hope you are doing very well in your home. So, today we are going to discuss about the forms of water. So, in the previous class, we have discussed about what? We have discussed about the three forms of water, that is liquid, gas and solid, isn't it? And also there are two processes we have also discussed, that is evaporation and condensation. Evaporation and condensation. When the water get heated and then it becomes what? Water droplets or water vapor. That process is called water vapor. That process is called evaporation, and this water vapor again cools to become water. That process is called condensation. By this processes, water become some other forms. That is, today we are going to discuss in this chapter. So this chapter is about air, water and weather. So our first form is rain. My dear students, you all are familiar with how the rain comes, isn't it? Yes, we know that. We know that water from sea, oceans, rivers and lakes, from everywhere, water from everywhere, what happens? It evaporates due to the heat from the sun, isn't it? Yes. So from the sun they get heated, and also it evaporates, and it becomes what? Water vapors. It becomes water vapors. And this water vapor, after the evaporation it becomes water vapor, and this water vapor condenses and it becomes tiny, very small, tiny droplets of water. And this tiny droplets form what? Clouds. What they form? They form clouds. These droplets join to form clouds. More and more droplets collect in the clouds and join to form bigger droplets. So if they become heavy, what happens? They are going to fall. That fall of water droplet is called rain. When these droplets become heavy, they fall as rain. What happens? The water from the ocean, rivers, seas, lakes are evaporate. What? Evaporate due to the heat from the sun, and then it condenses to tiny droplets, tiny water droplets, and it saves us clouds, and it becomes larger, bigger water droplet, and it becomes heavy, then it falls to the earth. That fall of water droplet is called a rain. So this process of changing water into water vapor and back into water is a continuous process, isn't it? It's a continuous process that takes place in nature. So we can say that it is a cyclic process. So we can say this process is called water cycle. This process is called water cycle. That means water from the ocean goes up due to the heat, and then when it becomes cool or it condenses to the again water droplets, and it comes to the earth. And this process is a cyclic process. So we can say that rain is due to the water cycle. Rain is due to water cycle. That is the first form of water. Now second form is dew. D-W, D-E-W, dew. My dear students, in cold nights, that means in the times it becomes very cold in the nights. So after the night, when morning when we get out, when we go out of the house, we can see that there are some tiny water droplets are present in our window, and also glass, and also our in a spider web. We can see some tiny water droplets on the spider web, because there is no rain on night. There are cold condition, cold weather, due to the cold weather, and also we can see some tiny droplets on spider web, and also in the on the flowers, isn't it? Yes. That is, sometimes on cooler nights, water vapor condenses on things on the ground such as flowers, leaves and spider webs, vehicles parked in the open. We can see some water droplets on the things outside. These drops of water called dew. These drops of water are called dew. Okay, and on very cold nights, dew freezes to what? Become frost. Dew freezes to frost. It becomes again it becomes cold. Okay, so they are called frost. That means in very cold night, dew become what? Frost. This is the second form of water. And third one is fog. So this is we are seeing in our in mountains, because in mountains we can see what? Fog means white color cloud like structure, that is called fog. On winter morning, water vapor in the atmosphere condenses very close to the ground. So that we can see in the mountains, that we can see in the places like Idukki, Wayanad, like that. There we can see the fog. On winter mornings, water vapor condenses on the ground, on very close to the ground. This forms a dense layer of cloud close to the surface of the earth. This is called fog. Very thin fog is called mist. Very thin fog is called mist, and fog is also called what? Mist. When the fog become very thin, that is called mist. Okay. So, and the next topic is snow. It is all, you all guys are familiar with that. We heard about snowfall, isn't it? We are heard about snowfall. So what is snowfall? Yeah, during very cold winter days, which means the weather is become very cold. The weather become very cold in very cold winter days. In very cold winter days, water vapors freezes. What happens? Water vapor freezes to form ice crystals, small ice crystals. They are called snowflakes. They are called snowflakes. Snowflakes are soft and light and are of different shapes and different forms. That means water droplets freezes to small ice crystals. They are called snow. We can see in our in India, we can see it in Kashmir, Ladakh, etc., isn't it? And also in foreign countries also, that is snowfall is there. Okay, now, and the last one is what? Snow. And the last one is hail. Hail. What is hail? That is, we have discussed that the light snow, light water droplets are called snow, and when the water droplets freezes into snow, but they are like marble structure. That means it is not light, it is become heavy. They are called hail. Just look at here. Sometimes water droplets freezes to form small marble sized pellets. ആലിപ്പഴം നമ്മൾ കേട്ടിട്ടുണ്ടല്ലേ? That is it. Of ice. These pellets are not light and falls as hail. They are called hail. That means snow is light and very small, but this is not small and not light. It is heavy, a little bit heavy. So sometimes water drops freeze to form small marble sized pellets. These pellets are not light. They are called what? Hail. So there are mainly 5 forms of water we need to study. That is rain, dew, fog, and snow, and finally hail. Okay, so we have to read this at least 3 times.